back. Today I'll be showing you how to make this super quick and easy granny square book sleeve. To begin, you'll need white worsted weight yarn, blue worsted weight yarn, scissors, stitch markers, a darning needle, a 3.5mm hook, a 5mm hook, and you'll also need some kind of glue that is safe to use with your yarn. I'm just using hot glue here, but you can use whatever glue that works for your yarn. Okay, to begin, we'll make a magic circle. To make a magic circle, hold the tail end of the yarn like this and wrap it around your finger twice. And then grab your 5mm hook. We'll start with the 5mm hook. Insert it through both loops on your finger and then pull it off of your finger. Then hold your yarn, pinch the loops and pull up a loop and then chain one. And then this is your magic circle. Okay, once you have your magic circle, we're going to chain 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Now grab a stitch marker and we will put that stitch marker on top of chain 3. So in that last chain that we did, we'll put it in between the V. So in front of that bump in the back. And then I will zoom it in so you can see exactly where I put that stitch marker. Okay, once you have that stitch marker in, now we can start with this round. This chain 3 will count as your first double crochet, and we need 12 double crochets. So since this counts as a double crochet, we'll do 11 double crochets inside the circle. So yarn over and insert the hook through the middle of the circle, then pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we have a chain 3 and a double crochet. So that's 2 double crochets since the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So now this is 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 4, and then 5. And then I will meet you back once I have 12 double crochets in the middle of that circle. Okay, now I have 12 double crochets total, so it's chain 3 and then 11 double crochets. And then we'll close that circle. And then we will place the hook right where that stitch marker is, and we will slip stitch there. So I will zoom in so you can see where I'm slip stitching. Okay, once you have those 11 double crochets plus the chain 3, so 12 double crochets, we will start round 2. After that slip stitch, we will start round 2. To start round 2, you will chain 3 and you will place a stitch marker on top of chain 3, just like we did in the previous round. Okay, now this chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. Where that chain 3 is coming out of, if you pull on the chain 3, you will see where that stitch is. You will put a double crochet in that stitch. So now we have 2 double crochets in the same stitch since the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. In the second stitch, we will put 2 double crochets. So 1, 2 in the same stitch. So each stitch around will have 2 double crochets. So those are called double crochet increases. We will do 12 double crochet increases, so 24 stitches total. Remember, the chain 3 counts as a double crochet, so we will be doing technically 24 double crochets. So 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way around. So just make sure you count 24 stitches total, including the chain 3. Once we have 24, I will meet you back. Okay, so now I have 24 total stitches, including the chain 3, and now we'll slip stitch on top of the chain 3 space, so where that stitch marker is. So insert your hook and slip stitch through that chain 3 space, that third chain. And then now just pull the yarn up with the hook, just like that, and then do not cut it, just leave it like that. And then grab your white yarn and we will start the third round. Now find the stitch after the stitch marker, so where we pulled up that that loop from the blue yarn. The stitch after that, we will insert our hook and we will pull the white yarn through, and then we will chain 1 to secure that white yarn. And then in the stitch after that, we will do a single crochet. Now grab your stitch marker and then put it on top of that single crochet. Okay, now in the stitch after, we will put a single crochet and a half double crochet in the same stitch. So a single crochet and a half double crochet, both in that same stitch. So this is the half double crochet. So after that single crochet, we place a single crochet in the stitch after and a half double crochet. Now find the next stitch and we will place 2 half double crochets in the stitch after, both in the same stitch. So 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. And then find the next stitch and we will put a half double crochet and a double crochet in the same stitch. So 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Now find the next stitch and then we'll put 2 double crochets in the next stitch in the same stitch. So 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Now in the stitch after that, we will place a double crochet and a half treble crochet. To make a half treble crochet, you will yarn over twice. Insert the hook in that same stitch, pull up a loop. Now we have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 3. That's a half treble crochet. Now in the stitch after that, we will place 2 half treble crochets in the same stitch. So 2 half treble crochets. So yarn over twice, insert the hook, pull through 2, pull through 3. 2 half treble crochets. Now in the stitch after that, you will place a half treble crochet and you will place a treble crochet in that same stitch. To make a treble crochet, you will yarn over twice, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So that's a full treble crochet. Okay, now in the next stitch, we will place 3 treble crochets together in the same stitch. So 1 treble crochet, 2 treble crochets, and 3 treble crochet, all in the same stitch. And now this is the middle point of that moon. Now we will continue this round by reversing the instructions. So in the next stitch, we will do a treble crochet and a half treble crochet. Because in the stitch right before we did the 3 treble crochet, we had a half treble crochet and a treble crochet. So we're kind of just reversing those instructions, but I will do it with you so you don't have to go back. Okay, in the stitch after, we will put 2 half treble crochets. Don't mind my yarn splitting. So make 2 half treble crochets in the same stitch. Now in the stitch after that, we will put a half treble crochet and a double crochet in the same stitch. So half treble crochet and then a double crochet. And then find the next stitch and we will put 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So 1, 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So that's 2 double crochets in that stitch. Now find the next stitch and place a double crochet and a half double crochet in that next stitch. In the same stitch, you'll place a double crochet and a half double crochet. And then in the stitch after that, we will place 2 half double crochets, and we're almost done, I promise. So 2 half double crochets in that next stitch. And then you will find the next stitch and you'll place a half double crochet and a single crochet in the next stitch. So a half double crochet and a single crochet. And then in the next stitch, do just 1 single crochet. So just 1 single crochet in that stitch. And in the stitch after that, we will put a slip stitch. And then chain 1, pull and cut the yarn, and you're done with the white yarn. Okay, now put your hook back in that blue loop in the previous round that we pulled up, and then pull it down until you have a loop on your hook, a tight loop on your hook. And then slip stitch in that single crochet of the previous round, so where we put that slip marker. And then chain 3, and that first chain 3 will count as a double crochet. And then place a stitch marker on top of chain 3. So in that third chain, just place a stitch marker. Okay, now in the next stitch, you will place 2 double crochets, a chain 2, and then 2 more double crochets all in the same stitch, and that will be your corner. Now in the next stitch, place 1 double crochet, now in the next 2 stitches, you will place a half double crochet. So only 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So that's 1 half double crochet and then a half double crochet in the stitch after. And then now in the next 3, you will place 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Now in the next 2, you will place 2 half double crochets. So 1 half double crochet in each stitch for 2 stitches. And then we're gonna do one last stitch before we work on another corner. In that last stitch, you will put a double crochet, and then we will work another corner. So to do the other corner, we will do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and a double crochet. So we will repeat this pattern all the way to the end. So after the corner, we do a double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets in 2 stitches. So 1 in each stitch, 1, 2, that's 2 half double crochets in 2 stitches, and then 3 single crochets in 3 stitches. And then 2 half double crochets in 2 stitches. And then 1 double crochet, and then we'll do that corner again. So to start that corner, we'll do the 2 double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets. So we'll just repeat what we've been doing. So a double crochet after the corner, and then 2 half double crochets in 2 stitches, and then a single crochet in 3 stitches, and then a half double crochet in 2 stitches, and then a double crochet. And then we'll work a corner stitch again. So the corner is the 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And so after that corner, we do the double crochets just like we've been doing. So 1 double crochet, and then a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then a single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, so now we should have 2 stitches left. In those last 2 stitches, we will place a half double crochet in each. And then at the end of this round, we're not going to do a double crochet. We're just going to end it at that 2 half double crochet, because that chain 3 that we did at the beginning counted as our double crochet. So we will just slip stitch on top of that chain 3 where we put that stitch marker at the beginning. And then we'll be done with our first granny square for the book sleeve. Okay, now thread a darning needle. This is my favorite kind of darning needle. So just thread it, and then we will weave in the ends. So move that yarn to the back of the granny square, and then just weave it in the back. Just pull it through multiple stitches and then hide it underneath those stitches. And then make sure you make 6 of those granny squares. So we want 6 total. If you're working with a bigger book, you can make more than 6, or you can just make those granny squares bigger. Now we're going to join the squares. You can use any joining method. I'm just using this back loop method. So find that corner stitch and then find the chain. So there's 1, 2. In that second chain, so in that second chain, find that back loop of that second chain, the bottom loop. And make sure the right side is facing you. So insert your hook through that back loop of the second chain in that corner space. Now do the same thing to the other side. Find the second chain, and in that back loop, insert your hook. And then grab your blue yarn and make a slip knot. And then pull it through both of the loops on your hook. And now we will continue to do the same thing. Make sure the yarn is underneath your hook. And then in that double crochet after the chain 2, find the bottom loop. And then insert your hook through it. and then do the same thing on the left square. And then grab your yarn and then we will continue to do the same thing. Just make sure the yarn always stays underneath the hook. And so now find the bottom loop of the other double crochet. So insert your hook through it, and then insert your hook through the bottom loop of the other double crochet on the left square. And then pull your yarn through all three. So you will do this until the end of the square. So just find each stitch and find the bottom loop of each stitch. And then just pass the yarn through it. Make sure you do it on the bottom. And then I will meet you back at the end of the square once we hit that other corner. Okay, so I have 2 double crochets and a chain 2 and 2 double crochets. That's at the end of that round in that last stitch where we have the corner stitch. So do the same thing in the first 2 double crochets. And then now we're at the chain 2 space. So in the chain 2 you will count 1 chain. So in that first chain you will put your hook in the back loop of that first chain. And then pull through all 3 loops. Now grab 2 more squares and we will continue to join these vertically. First we'll connect them vertically and then horizontally. So now grab 2 more and then find the chain space just like we did at the beginning. And we will count 1, 2 chains. And in that second chain, in the back loop of the second chain, we will insert the hook. And then we will do the same thing to the other square. So just in that second chain, we will insert the hook in the back loop and then pull through all of the loops on the hook. And then we'll keep doing the same thing that we've been doing. So just keep going in those back loops. And then once you hit that corner, at the end of the square, you will always join in the first chain. And then once you're joining new squares, you will connect them through the second chain. So I will meet you back at the end of this round when we reach the chain 2 space. Okay, so I'm at the chain 2 space. So you will count 2 chains. There's 1, 2, and in the first chain, only the first chain, you will insert the hook in the back loop. Same thing on the other side. So insert that hook and then pull through all loops. Now grab 2 more squares and we will do the same thing. So we will count the 2 chains. That's 1, 2, and in that second chain, in the back loop of that second chain, we will insert the hook. And then do the same thing on the other side. Count 2 chains. And then in the second chain, you will insert the hook. And then grab the yarn from underneath and then pull it through all of the loops on your hook. So I am only doing 6 squares total because I have a small book, but if you have a bigger book, just make sure you add enough squares to cover the book that you're working with. So I will meet you back at the end of this round. Okay, so I'm done joining my squares. I just have to connect that last chain. Now remember, we're doing only the first chain when we're done with the round. So find the first chain and then insert it through the back loops. And then just pull up a loop. And then feel free to add more, but this is the size I want. So I'm just going to pull the yarn and then cut it. And then I will start connecting these squares from the other sides. So we will basically be doing the same exact thing. We will find those chain 2 space. So 1, 2. And in that second chain, find the back loop. Insert your hook through the back loop. And then find the back loop on the other square of the second chain. So 1, 2 in that second chain, find the back loop and then insert your hook and then make a slip knot and connect it to the hook. And then pull that slip knot through both of the loops on the hook. And then continue to do this all the way to the end. Just find the back loop of each stitch and make sure the yarn is on the bottom, so underneath the hook. Okay, so find the back loop of the double crochets, the other side as well. And then pull up a loop through all of the loops on the hook. And then just keep going until we reach that overlapping point, and then I will meet you back at that overlapping point so I can show you what to do there. Okay, so I've reached that overlapping point now. I should have just 1 chain left. So in that chain, find the back loop of the chain and insert your hook. And then on the left side, do the same. Just find that chain and insert the hook through the back loop of the chain. It's a bit tight, so just take your time and find the loop. And then make sure your yarn is coming from the bottom. And so now insert your yarn through all the loops. And then once you do that, you will chain 1 to go over that overlapping point. So just chain 1. And then you should have 1 more chain on the other side. So do the same thing. Find the bottom loop of that chain space. And insert your hook through the back loop. Do the same thing on the other side. Now continue to do the same thing. So insert the hook through the back loop of the double crochet that follows. And then pull a loop through all the loops on the hook. And keep going until the end, and I will meet you back towards the end of the square. Okay, so I'm at the end now. I'm right before the chain 2 space. So count 2 chains, and in that first chain, we will do the same thing. We'll just enter through the back loop of the first chain on the right, and then on the left, and then pull a loop through all. And then now you can pull the yarn and just cut it. Now we will do the same thing on the other side. Make sure the moons are facing the right way. They're not twisted or anything like that. And then we'll do the same exact thing that we just did to the other side. Okay, now I'm all done. I only did 6, but if you want it to be bigger, do more. And then now I'm just gonna grab all of those loose tail ends at the front of the panel, and then move them to the back, and then weave in the ends at the back. Okay, I am all done. Now I have the wrong side facing me, and then just fold it like this. Now we will sew the sides the same exact way we just sewed the square, so through the back loop. Once you reach the end of the square, just move all of the tail ends to the inside of the book sleeve, and then weave it in on the inside. And then do the same exact thing to the other side of the book sleeve. Okay, now put your hook through the middle of the squares, the top squares, and then just grab your blue yarn again and pull it through. And then you will chain long enough to wrap around your book sleeve. So for me that was 35. Okay, so I changed 35, and now I'm just checking to make sure that it fits perfectly around the book sleeve, and it does. So this is how much I'm chaining, 35. Just see how much you need to wrap around your book sleeve. Now you'll be using this chain a lot to close and open the book sleeve, so just make sure you weave in the ends really well. Now we'll be making the star, so grab your 3.5mm hook and a white yarn. And then make a magic circle. And then a single crochet inside the circle. And then you'll do a double crochet inside the circle as well. And then a chain 2. And then another double crochet. And then you will do that again, so a single crochet, a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet 5 times total. Okay, so now just add one more single crochet, that's to end the round, and then slip stitch on top of the other single crochet that we did at the beginning. Then pull the yarn and fasten off. And then now you can close your magic circle by pulling on the short tail end of the yarn. Okay, and then weave in the ends of the back of your star and grab your glue. And you'll just apply a little bit of glue in the back of the star. And then just glue the chain to the star. And then once that dries off, your book sleeve should be completed. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments.